God can heal your broken heart. Trust Him. Brokenness is something we all face. A relationship ends, a loved one is lost, dreams shatter, and life takes a painful turn we never expected. The weight of heartbreak can feel unbearable, leaving us wondering if healing is even possible. But there is one who sees, one who understands, and one who promises to heal.
The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. Psalm 34:18.
When your heart is broken, God does not stand far off. He draws near. He sees every tear, hears every unspoken word, and knows the depth of your pain. He does not dismiss your sorrow, nor does He rush your healing. Instead, He walks with you through it. Think of Hannah, who wept bitterly before the Lord, her heart shattered by barrenness and the weight of unfulfilled dreams. She cried out in anguish, pouring her soul before God, and in time He answered her, not just with the child she longed for, but with a peace that came before the promise was fulfilled. Cast all your anxiety on Him because He cares for you. God cares for you, not just in the big moments of life, but in the quiet, hidden pain that no one else sees. He cares when you can't sleep at night, when your heart aches in ways you cannot put into words, when you feel forgotten. He holds every shattered piece of your heart and promises to restore you. He heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. Psalm 147. Healing is a process, and God is the great healer. The same hands that shape the universe are the hands that mend the deepest wounds of the soul. He does not merely cover your pain, He transforms it. Joseph knew what it was to be betrayed. He was abandoned by his own brothers, sold into slavery, falsely accused, and imprisoned. Yet through every trial, God was working. And in the end, Joseph stood in a position of blessing, able to look back and say, "You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good to accomplish what is now being done." What the enemy meant for harm, God can turn for good. The very thing that broke you may be the place where He brings your greatest testimony. Weeping may stay for the night, but rejoicing comes in the morning. The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still. Exodus 14:14. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. Jeremiah 29:11. Hope is not lost, even when it feels like everything has fallen apart. David, a man after God's own heart, experienced deep pain and betrayal. He cried out in anguish, yet he never stopped turning to God. He wrote, "My flesh and my heart may fail, but God is the strength of my heart and my portion forever." Psalm 73:26. Even when strength fails, even when the heart feels too weak to carry on, God remains faithful. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. The righteous cry out, and the Lord hears them. He delivers them from all their troubles. Psalm 34. I will turn their mourning into joy. I will comfort them and give them gladness for sorrow. Jeremiah 31:13. God doesn't just want to mend the broken pieces. He wants to give you joy again. The disciples thought hope was lost when Jesus was crucified. Their Savior, their friend, was gone. But what they saw as the end was really a beginning. 3 days later, the stone was rolled away, and resurrection became the final word. I am the resurrection and the life. The one who believes in me will live even though they die. John 11:25. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid, for the Lord your God goes with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. Deuteronomy 31:6. No heartbreak is too deep for God's healing. No loss is beyond His power to restore. When Naomi lost her husband and son, she felt empty, abandoned, and bitter. But God was not finished with her story. Through Ruth, God brought redemption and restoration, turning her sorrow into a legacy of faith. Those who sow with tears will reap with songs of joy. The Lord is my shepherd. I lack nothing. In the waiting, trust Him. In the pain, hold on to His promises. His love is greater than your heartbreak. Do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. Isaiah 41:10. Peace I leave with you, my peace I give you. I do not give to you as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled, and do not be afraid. The Lord is good, a refuge in times of trouble. He cares for those who trust in him. God does not promise that life will be free of pain, but he does promise to be with you through it all. The Lord your God is with you, the mighty warrior who saves. He will take great delight in you. In his love, he will no longer rebuke you, but will rejoice over you with singing. Zephaniah 3:17.
The Lord is my strength and my shield. My heart trusts in him, and he helps me. Psalm 28:7.
Healing takes time, but every step forward is held in God's hands. Though you have made me see troubles, many and bitter, you will restore my life again. Forget the former things. Do not dwell on the past. See, I am doing a new thing. 18-19.
You keep track of all my sorrows. You have collected all my tears in your bottle. You have recorded each one in your book. Psalm 56:8.
Every tear matters to him. Every moment of your pain is seen by the one who holds your future. No eye has seen, no ear has heard, and no mind has imagined what God has prepared for those who love him. 1 Corinthians 2. And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him. Romans 8:28. God is not finished with your story.